My name is Jesse. I am an American man who now lives in the Philippines. Manicured lawns, big organized supermarkets, vibrant street markets, friendly, chaotic crowds. This journey did more than just change my address. It rewired how I understand the world, the hidden world of politics. Politics isn't just what you see on the news. Written rules, law books, signs, unwritten rules, street customs, gestures. Travel beat any book, any lecture. It became my teacher. At first, travel is a sensory explosion. New foods, strange sounds, unfamiliar faces. I once tried balut, a famous Filipino delicacy. A grown man trying to look brave, staring at a boiled, fertilized duck egg. I laughed. Then I winced. After the shock fades, something deeper appears. You start to see systems under the surface. Power flows, power lines, generators. Decisions are made, town hall officials, impact on the wealthy businessman, impact on the humble street vendor. Travel gives you special glasses. Invisible structures become clear. Political threads woven into daily life. Why one road is perfectly paved. Why another is full of potholes. Why one neighborhood has steady electricity. Why another suffers brownouts. These aren't random. Political decisions, resource allocation, power dynamics. The world becomes an interconnected system you can study up close. This essay is that journey of discovery. Stepping outside your country reveals political truths. We'll explore three main lessons. The first major political lesson travel imparts is a visceral understanding of how rules work. In our home countries, we are like fish in water. We are so accustomed to our laws and social norms that we barely notice them. But when you land in a new place, those rules suddenly become visible and tangible. In one nation, a law might feel perfectly logical and just. In another, that very same concept can seem utterly bizarre or even oppressive. The simple act of crossing a street can become an impromptu lesson in civic organization and social priorities. Buying a train ticket can too. I vividly remember my first encounter with a small, local market in a rural part of the Philippines. There were no government inspectors in white coats checking food temperatures or checking expiration dates. Instead, the entire system ran on an intricate web of personal reputation and community trust. A vendor's good name was their most valuable asset. If their products were fresh and they treated customers fairly, their stall thrived. If not, word would spread like wildfire, and their business would quickly vanish. This wasn't a lawless place. It was a place governed by a different kind of law, one built on relationships. It made me ask a critical question. Do we always need more formal regulations, or are there situations where community-based trust is more effective? In the United States, there's often a default assumption that a problem requires a new law, a bigger agency, a more comprehensive set of regulations. But travel shows you that this is just one approach among many. You see societies that function with fewer formal rules but stronger social cohesion, and others that are highly regulated but may lack a sense of community. You start to appreciate that there is no one-size-fits-all solution. A rule that works wonders in Tokyo might be a complete disaster in a small village in the Andes. The laugh then think moment often comes when you see the absurdity of applying one system's logic to another. I once saw a tourist in a crowded Manila market get genuinely upset because there was no clearly marked single-file line. He tried to organize one. People just smiled and continued their fluid, chaotic, yet somehow functional dance around him. I chuckled at his frustration, but then it made me think, how often do our own political leaders try to impose solutions without understanding the local context? When you travel, you don't just see the rules, you see the consequences of those rules. Every law, regulation, policy comes with a price tag, and it's not always measured in money. A strict law designed to increase public safety might inadvertently create huge burdens for the most vulnerable people in a society. For example, imagine a city that requires all street food vendors to use expensive stainless steel carts to meet new hygiene standards. On the surface, this sounds like a great idea. Who doesn't want cleaner food? It seems like a clear win for public health and a step toward a more orderly, modern city. But then, you talk to the vendors. You meet a woman who has supported her family for 20 years by selling grilled bananas from a simple homemade cart. The new regulation, while well-intentioned, effectively puts her out of business overnight. She cannot afford the new equipment. The rule that was meant to protect the public has destroyed her livelihood. Suddenly, the policy is no longer a simple black and white issue. This is a political truth often lost in debates filled with statistics, slogans. Travel forces you to see the faces behind the numbers, making the political personal. I was once in a country limiting driving by license plate days. It sounds logical, until the wealthy simply bought a second car. The rule punished only those who couldn't. The second profound lesson from travel is seeing how people navigate and adapt to the political systems they inhabit. It's one thing to read about communism, socialism, a freewheeling capitalist democracy. It's another thing entirely to live, even for a short time, among the people whose entire lives have been shaped by these ideologies. You witness firsthand the ingenuity, resilience, sometimes the resignation. You see that no system is a monolith. It is a complex environment that people learn to survive and even thrive in, often in unexpected ways. I lived for a time in a community in the Philippines where the concept of bayanihan, or communal unity, was a powerful force. If a family's house was damaged in a typhoon, neighbors wouldn't wait for a government agency to show up. They would be there the next day with hammers, wood, shared food, working together to rebuild. In contrast, I've spent time in highly developed nations where informal networks are replaced by state-run institutions. Lose your job, apply for benefits, health problem, navigate insurance or national systems. These offer scale and predictability, but can be cold, bureaucratic, and complex, leaving you feeling like a case number. Both models have their own ridiculous loopholes, different comedies, same punchlines. Diving deeper into how people live within systems reveals a constant, fascinating tension between the power of the community and the power of the state. In some countries, the government is a distant, almost abstract entity. Real life is governed by local leaders, family ties, communal norms. In others, the state's presence is felt in education, healthcare, even what you can say in public. Travel lets you stand between these forces and watch them interact, compete, sometimes cooperate. Where I'm from, a serious dispute might go legal fast. The state as arbiter. In my neighborhood in the Philippines, you go to the barangay captain, an elected local leader. Authority comes not from thick codes, but community respect. The goal is harmony, not victory. It's often faster, cheaper, more emotionally satisfying than court. But local power can favor insiders, feed gossip, even silence a minority, a different set of risks. I heard of a dispute settled by who brought better snacks. Then I thought, how different is that from systems where the best lawyer wins? It's a humbling reminder. No system is free from human flaws. It's complicated. The laugh then think beat keeps you honest. And it teaches you where each tool, state or community, actually works. Perhaps the most powerful and disorienting political lesson of travel is what happens when you look back at your own country. We grow up believing our way is the normal way. Our political debates, our social structures, our national priorities feel like the center of the universe. Time away shatters that. You return and suddenly everything looks different. You see your own culture with outsider eyes. I see intense individualism, strengths and weaknesses, incredible efficiency in some systems, baffling inefficiency in others, conversations framed like a zero-sum game, which looks strange after living where harmony is prized. I'll be in an American grocery store and marvel, 50 kinds of cereal. I laugh, then think about supply chains, marketing, agricultural policies that make it possible, and the food deserts across town. The aisle becomes a political statement about consumerism, choice, inequality. You can't unsee the system once you've seen it. It's eye-opening. If travel teaches you about systems and rules, it also teaches humility. Before you travel, it's easy to feel like you've got answers. Read one article, feel like an expert. On the ground, even ordering coffee is a test, and the bus schedule a puzzle. That arrogance evaporates. Wisdom isn't measured by wealth or nationality. Farmers who understand ecology better than a professor, vendors with sharper microeconomics than a CEO, Grace under political and economic strain strips away prejudice. I once corrected a local using my GPS, confident as could be. He smiled and said, "The map is not the territory, sir." He was absolutely right. I arrived in half the time. I laughed at my arrogance. And then it hit me. Plans, theories, data, they're the map. The crowded market, noisy street, human mess. That's the territory. You need to listen to the people who live in the territory. Well, you know, that really matters. Seeing the world's political realities is one thing. What do you do with it? Travel can tempt you toward passive detachment. You may think nothing can be fixed, but the goal is to be a more effective participant. Travel gives you a new toolkit, not just words, but ideas. You see efficient transit and think, why not us? A lively market and ask, could we build this? These are proven, real-world solutions. You can say, I saw this work, here's how they did it. Stories beat statistics. They go straight to the heart. You come home ready to fix everything. Then, silence. Laugh at yourself. Start smaller. One bench in a park, small win, big trust. Real change is one human-sized step at a time. Well, yeah, it's true. If this resonated, y'all hit like, subscribe, and share one story you've learned from travel down in the comments. Let's build smarter, kinder communities together. So, how can you apply these lessons without a round-the-world ticket? The mindset is local. Politics is not a spectator sport. You don't need a passport to see anew. Shift from passive consumption to active curiosity. Start with small, deliberate actions. First, ask small questions. Business owners, elders, teachers. Avoid the big food fight debates. Make politics human again. If you've traveled, bring one story home. Tell your neighbor. Tell a friend. Tell your family. Then ask, what do you think? Share something practical. Recycling done right. Communities rallying. If you haven't traveled, seek stories, memoirs, films, chats with expats. This week, have one curiosity-first conversation. These aren't grand gestures, they're seeds. Curiosity, story, shared understanding, planted small, grown local. So yeah, start small. In the end, travel teaches you that politics isn't mainly ideologies, parties, or elections. It's how people live together, how we share resources, resolve conflicts, and care for one another. Messy, complicated, deeply human. Seeing both the organized efficiency of one nation and the chaotic warmth of another reveals the core truth. There is no perfect system, only better fits for real people. Our goal is to make our own more just, compassionate, human. The journey from tourist to traveler is from sights to systems, not just the picture, but the purpose. Not just the taste, but the economy behind it. This shift gives humility and curiosity, and a reservoir of stories to build, not destroy. Look for leaders who show up quietly and fix small, real problems. Progress is slow, unglamorous, and done by people who care. Go across an ocean or across town, listen more, ask questions, collect stories, laugh, then think. As always, friends, know that you are valuable and you matter. God bless and peace.